comes with a massive privilege that I can actually introduce one of my upline, who is the guy that sponsored my sponsor, who lives in Salt Lake City, Utah, all the way over in America. This gentleman is a Chairman 100 and makes more money than his Chairman 100 in trading. But hey, I'm not going to get into that. I don't want to get into that. Let's introduce to you Brandon Boyd, all the way from America. Brandon, over to you.
Awesome. Well, Simon, thanks for having me on, and guys, hope you had a good weekend. I'm excited. It's been a crazy last 30 days or so. We've been on some family trips, been doing business, but having fun. Well, now we're going on another one Wednesday to Hawaii, where I'm taking my wife, 6 kids. We are going shark diving. We're doing all these cool excursions, but I'm also doing 3 events while I'm there as well, so I can do it as a business tax write-off at the same time. So we're having fun and doing business all at once. But the reason why I tell you this is all about living the dream, right? This is about being willing to put in the work so that you can go and do these things, being able to pay over $20,000 for a single trip. In fact, the trips we've been on the last 30 days with this one in USD, US dollar, it's over 45,000 USD. All right. And guess what? That's paid for by trading, not from the commissions from my team. So that's to give you guys hope that what you're doing right now, that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, that it will work out to those who are persistent. So what I wanted to talk about today that I thought would really be important for what you guys are trying to accomplish, it's this title: How to Be a Leader When Your Team Won't Follow. How to be a leader when your team won't follow. And I think that, well, first of all, if you feel like that you have an issue trying to get people to follow by getting on the Zooms or live events or whatever it is that you're actually teaching them, put a 111 inside the chat. If you feel like that this is kind of an issue, and I'll raise my hand myself, because over the years, it was an issue. And today it's still an issue for a percentage of the people that I work with. They just do not follow, no matter what you say or no matter what you do. It's a volunteer workforce, right? They don't have to do this. They're not on salary. They're not on hourly. And so sometimes when it's commission-based, it's like it's a hobby to them. So I want to give you guys a fact. The fact is that the majority of people who enroll, they do so just to use the products and services, not to build. That's why 88% of our teams are customers, not IBOs. Now, some of them would like to be IBOs, but right now they're just, they haven't sponsored enough or whatever. But that's a fact. Most people that come into any company, they come in to be a customer, not an IBO, because they like the products and services. They see the value, but they don't necessarily want to build. So you got to get that and say, okay, if that's the case, that's the case. Probably most people that you work with on the team, they don't want to build. And guess what? That's okay. All right. Now, the question is, how do you actually get people to get the desire to market the business or the services and get them to actually follow you? That now becomes another key to think about, because desire is the start of all achievement. That's what Napoleon Hill said. And it's going to be very difficult to try and kind of, and Simon talks about this a lot, getting them off the couch and putting a fire under their butt and stuff like that. But for a lot of people, they frankly do not have that. They just want to press buttons and get rich. And the reality is that that's not typically the case. It's going to take hard work in different ways for you to be successful. And so here's how you do it. Number one, and write down just kind of the key words that I use. Number one is it must be their idea. Okay. Simon wants him to be chairman. They don't want to be chairman. Now, Simon sees a potential as chairman, but they don't want to be a chairman. They just want to press buttons and get rich. So it has to be their idea. So you can lead them by setting an example, because a lot of customers become business builders. Maybe not from the start, but they eventually become business builders. So the key is it's got to be their idea. And so the way that I lead these people is I set the example, I set the tone, and eventually they might come along. Number two is you've got to know your audience. You've got to know your team. You actually have to know the people on your team. What do they need? Right now, people just say, I need money. That's too vague. They need more than just money. These people inside, they got stuff going on that has outside to do with money. Okay. Why are they here? Why did they join the company? A lot of us say, well, I just want to get rich. I want to get rid of my job. Sick of what I'm doing. So what do they need? Why are they here? And what need can it solve for them? Meaning with the trading and compounding your money or residual income on the business side, what need is it solving for? This might be a question to ask people that you're working with, especially when they first enroll. Why did you join? What do you need? Why are you here? And what need will this solve for you? Well, it could be eliminate debt. It could be it reduces stress. It gives them a secondary income so they have hope for the future, whatever those ideas are, okay? You've got to realize this is like trying to turn an elephant into a rhino, a rhinoceros. If they don't have the desire or motivation to build the business, they won't. Think about that. No matter how much you push them, no matter how much you motivate and inspire them and tell them to get on this Zoom call and that thing, and we got a call tomorrow called the Chairman Mentality Leadership Call with Matt Rosa. That's great. And Matt's going to say amazing things, right? But that doesn't necessarily get a person off the couch. If they don't have the desire and motivation to build a business, they're not going to build a business. Therefore, we don't need to push them out of the business just because they themselves don't want to build it, because it's still volume points. The volume points are the same, regardless of if they build a business or their customer. Now, number 3 is you want to keep them around the campfire because something may eventually spark their interest to share the services. It could be that they saw someone else be successful. Could be that somebody hit P2000. Could be that somebody's making $100 a day or something like that, right? As that person starts to succeed with the services that we provide, they may start getting interested naturally to tell the people about it. Because some people come in, they're like, I can't tell anybody about this until I myself have success. It'd be like having a drink and saying, until I lose weight, I'm not going to tell anybody about this. That's fine. I have kind of a way around that for people not to use that as an excuse or just this objection as to why I should not actually go share this with others because I got to wait till I'm successful. If you're going to go chairman and that's your mentality, you'll never go chairman because then all your people are going to wait. And it's this whole gap of just waiting time. But keep them around the campfire. Something may spark their interest. Okay. Number 4, if you push them to build, you will push them right out the door. Okay. They will say something like, I don't need this. Okay. So this is really key. And the reason why I say this is because I would say in the past, I would say because of my personality, I definitely pushed people. I stopped doing that a number of years ago. What I try and do is motivate and inspire people, not push them. Because what I realize is not everybody wants $20,000 a month. They don't even conceive and believe that they can even do it. Okay. So they may see you do it. Like they can see, well, Simon can hit chairman 10 and beyond. Brandon can hit chairman 100 and beyond, but they don't conceive and believe that they could actually do that. But if I talk to them about an extra $100 a week, $200 a week, that's something that they want. And it is something that they could see they could do. So don't push people out the door by being so dang pushy. Right? Remember, this is a volunteer workforce. They're on full commission. They don't need this. They really do need this, but in their mind, they don't need this. And they're not getting a guaranteed pay. And so until they see that the ball is really rolling, whether it's on the trading side or the business side, you don't want in the meantime kind of push them, be so pushy that they don't even want to get on the calls anymore because they feel like they're getting pressured. They already have enough pressure in their job. They have enough pressure in their family life. They don't need any more pressure from us. What they need is inspiration with some accountability, right? Give them the skill set, give them some inspiration, give them a system to plug into, but we don't want to push them out the door. Remember, we're going to be doing this for a long time. This is not something we just sit back and say, well, I'm retired. You may be retired as far as the need of having to make money, but we're always going to be involved in working with people, right? Okay. Now, here's a key point. Number 5, love them. And this key point, guys, is really important. Love them. Be grateful for them, take good care of them, let them know what's possible. Whether it's a customer or a business builder, the volume is the same. All people are needed and it keeps the company compliant. If we have all IBOs, we go out of business, okay? So the key words are love them, be grateful for them, take good care of them, let them know what's possible for their life and their dreams inside of this company and inside of this team. Okay. Now the last one is number 7, is you set the example, right? And you guys are already setting the example. The mere fact that you're on this call, you're setting an example. Be the person you want the team to see. If other people don't show up, you show up. See, regardless of whether my team goes to SummerSlam or convention or a virtual convention or something, I'm going anyway. If nobody can, I'm going. All right. So be the person that you want to see. What was it that Wayne Dyer said? He said, be the change you want to see in the world. This is you. You be the person that you want the team to see. Keep a good attitude. Of course, sometimes, whether it's Simon or myself, man, we love to just cuss up a storm and just lay into them and just give them a verbal beating, right? But we got to keep a good attitude. We've got to stay optimistic, do personal development, attend the calls and events, enroll people. So stay in phase 1, never leave it. And eventually, those who really want to do it will surface. Okay. So I want to repeat this. You set the example, you be the person that you want the team to see, keep a good attitude, be one of those optimistic people, do personal development, attend the calls, enroll people. So you're staying in phase 1. And eventually, those who really want to do this, they'll surface. Okay. And so that's one of the reasons why I don't push people with what we do. Believe you me, I'd love to be able to take some of these people and basically strangle them by their neck and say, you don't understand. You told me that you hate your job. And then we have this plan and some calls over here that could change your life. You're like, I don't know if I can make it. But you're catching up with the Olympics. They're watching the Olympics. They're saying, look at what happened to this country and this person. It's like, that's great. But how does the Olympics have any bearing of success and happiness for your future? Sometimes we care more about the stats and the gold medals for other people, and we don't even care enough about getting a gold medal for ourselves. Isn't that freaking pathetic? It's like, we're like, hey, did you see so-and-so? They got a gold medal. Who freaking cares? 5 years from now, you won't even remember their name. And the real question is, did you get a gold medal? Right? Where's your gold medal? We didn't even get a bronze or silver. How freaking pathetic. Start caring about the gold medals of your life. Set the example and let other people follow. Let them come in. Okay. So with that, guys, I'll turn it back to Simon. I just wanted to share a few thoughts with you. Hopefully this has been helpful. I love you guys. I care about you. That's why I get on here frequently. Any one of you can reach out to me on social media. I'm more than happy to answer your questions and stuff. But Simon, thanks for having me on, man.
Brandon, appreciate it. Appreciate you. Okay, guys, you've heard from Brandon Boyd, Chairman 100, and everything he said is relevant. And I tell you now, that goes through my mind time after time after time. Now, if you want to work with Brandon or you want to work with me, you know my phone number. If you want Brandon's phone number, the benefit you have with Brandon Boyd, although he's in Salt Lake City in Utah, he will work with you because you are in his team. But even if he wasn't, he still works with hundreds of people that's not in his team. So don't be frightened or thinking, oh, I can't speak to Brandon. But let's say if you wet the bed, if you're awake at 2 o'clock in the morning and we're all asleep and you want to speak to somebody, Brandon will be awake because the time zone is different. So if you want Brandon's number, reach out to me and I will give it to you. And Brandon will not mind me giving our team his number. A lot of you have got his number. A lot of you have spoken to him. The guy talks sense. Understand that one thing. He talks sense. Been around the game for many, many years. Obviously, a little bit like myself. Well, in actual fact, not like myself. I've been around the business a lot longer. Brandon was in nappies when I was in the business, but hey, there we go. But he's been a very, very successful and is a successful distributor in IM Academy. And I tell you now, guys, we can all learn masses from Brandon. Now, Brandon, can you just share with the team a little bit about the event that's going to happen tomorrow with you and Matt?
Yes. In fact, what I'll do, guys, is let me bring up, and I'm sure you guys have already seen it. What I'll do is, if you make me a host, if you haven't already, let me go ahead and show
Dave
this
has got to
number.
do that.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and make me a host, and I will bring this up here. So David, if you're still there, just go ahead and click on my name and make me a host, and then I'll show this. And if not, then I will do it without showing it.
I've allowed multiple users.
Okay, don't worry about it. So this call we're doing tomorrow is called the Chairman Mentality Call. It's a leadership call, and it is at 12 p.m. Eastern time. So basically, it would be several hours back. So actually, you get it kind of a little bit
5
earlier
o'clock. 5 o'clock at UK time. Only 5 o'clock UK time.
5 o'clock UK time. So let me go ahead and zoom in on this so you can see it a little bit better. So this is myself and Chairman 750, Matt Rosa, Jason Brown's business partner. And so basically I'm running these calls about 2 times a week or 2 times a month. I had Alex Morton. I now have Matt. The next one I have is Jason Brown. I'll be having Chris Terry. I'm only gonna have the very top of the top of the top on these calls called Chairman Mentality. So it's really to create the mentality also for trading. So just so you know, it's not just for business builders. This is also for people that want to have that chairman mentality for trading. It's creating that. It's called Chairman in the Charts, right? Matt Rosa is a good friend of mine. We've been doing business together for about 5.5 years. I would highly recommend you find a way to clear your schedule. Don't be like other people like, oh, just send me the recording. I understand if you're at work and you can't get on, then yes, we can do a recording, but it's always better to watch stuff live. I would promote this call as hard as you can with the team, because remember, you got to keep in mind, and I'm going to take this off the screen share now, is you need to leverage people outside of yourself that are successful. I just gave you a success key, because when people look at you, they may like you and say, hey, I like Jan, or I like David, or I like Simon, or I like Michelle. But the reality is they don't respect you enough yet at that other level to take action. It doesn't mean that they don't like you as a person. And you may even be successful in your own right already. But when they hear it it's called third-party validation. When they hear it for someone that they don't know, that has been edified and built up, they are much more willing to listen than if it comes from you. That's right. And that includes me. A prophet is not accepted in their own land. I just watched a video yesterday on Jesus, and it was amazing how many people in his own freaking town were like, hey, I don't want to hear it. Right? You see what I'm saying? So like, if it happened for him, it's definitely going to happen for me, and it's going to happen for you guys. So you want to leverage the other individuals that are extremely successful. Okay. And that's been one of my secrets that I've learned now for a number of years is, hey, I need to shut my mouth and let Alex, Jason, Chris, Matt, and these others speak. Why? Because they are more successful financially than me right now. And if I let them speak, I can leverage them, their time, and their energy to help do what? Grow my business. It's Telfer. We just want to do everything ourselves. Well, let me ask you a question. How's it going for you? And you're like, man, that was fire. Yeah. How's it going for you? I've got one person and they're about to quit. You see what I'm saying? You want to make sure that you leverage the success of the other. So I would highly recommend to be on.
Yeah, I know we can't talk income, but Matt and Jason, they're million dollar a month earners, aren't they?
On a call like this, we can. I mean, if we're doing like op calls and stuff, we got to kind of stay away from that. But Jason and Matt make with a bonus between 900,000 to 1 million USD per month. Not including their trading. That would be pretty much guaranteed, which is really remarkable. I think they're ranked number 6 in the world.
Yeah, I don't know many people in network marketing that make that sort of money.
Well, we'll look at it this way. I, on average, do about 150,000 residual per month. Like when people see the chairman 100, they think that's all you get. No, it's about 130 to 150 on a real good month, maybe 170. They do in less than a week. Now, granted, there's 2 of them, but they do less than a week than I do the whole month. And I actually feel like I've done pretty good, right? But there's always like different levels. And so, because then Chris Terry does in an hour what they do all month. You see what I'm saying? and then Chris Terry compared to these billionaires are like, bro, do you even have any money? You know, so there's these different levels. So it's good. It's good to listen.
You've only got 2 jets.
Yeah, exactly. They're like when we had the New York Yankees guy at the convention, I think that was the UK convention that we were at. And the New York Yankees part owner, I think he was worth $50 billion, somewhere in that range. And Chris Terry said, guys, he said, you think that I'm rich? He said, this guy sits on the toilet and makes more money than I make all year. Okay. He said, there are different levels, you know, that people are at. And that came from Chris directly, by the way. And so it's just, you know, it shows a difference. Alex Morton. Alex does between $1 million to $1.5 million on a monthly basis. Same with Yvonne Tapia. And it's just crazy, man. And, but to me, it's inspiring. It can either be depressing or it can be inspiring.
Should be inspiring to people that want to build, that want to grow, that want to increase their wealth. Anyway, Brandon, really appreciate your time. Dave, if you can send me the recording so I can send it out to the group, I'd really appreciate that. And guys, you've heard it from the top. Stick with it, keep building, keep growing, keep trading, and do not forget, 9 o'clock tonight, we've got our special event where we're going to be actually showing you one of Tyrone Foster's systems, the hyperdrive system. And that works.
By the way, I've been seeing a lot of stuff on IM Elite on Facebook, and Tyrone, who's actually on my team, by the way, he and Patrick Kenny. Tyrone is absolutely destroying the markets, man. I mean, he's just doing some amazing stuff. So I would definitely hop on.
Okay. That's at 9 o'clock, guys. And Tyrone is looking at flying over to the UK very soon when lockdown's over. So that's going to be good. I'm in negotiation with a hotel, and that should all be put to bed and everything else. So I'm waiting for Tyrone to come back to me. I don't know what your situation is in America. Are you still locked down?
Well, we're not in lockdown, but they're still like they just shut Vegas down. I mean, it's like they're all en masse again. And so it's just like, it's kind of, you know, we're allowed to go out, but it's like certain places are requiring the mask again. So like if I tried to fly internationally, it's like I wouldn't be able to come back.
Okay. Yeah, that's an iffy situation. Okay. Brandon, appreciate your time. Thanks ever so much for sharing your ideas with the team. And guys, thanks ever so much for joining. If you joined live, we will get the recording out, and appreciate that, Dave. Cheers. Thanks a lot. Guys, thanks for your time. Thanks for your thoughts. Thanks for everything you did. Cheers. Take care. Night and night.